The Mark Thompson Show.
Oh, I love this guy. Love him, love him, love him. Bay Area kid. How about it? Beginning his fifth and final season, they are wrapping on a high. From Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, it's been a hit every season, and they're going out big. How about it for Kevin Pollak, everybody?
Yay.
Thank you.
Kevin
Please
Pollak.
be seated. Thank you.
Yeah.
In
You
New
were
York
speaking-
on a massive press tour tonight is the premiere gathering press event, and the new and fifth and final season, as you mentioned, drops this Friday.
Yeah, it's really
Tomorrow.
exciting. Yeah, it's really, really exciting, Kevin. I love this show for so many reasons.
Yeah.
Of course, you're terrific. I mean, I know you're my pal, but I'm such a big fan, and I've watched you in so many different things. And this is just a marvelous ensemble you work with. The design of the show, the visual pop of the show is spectacular, you know, and the cross section of cast members. I mean, you just have this different ethnicities, and I just think it's such a fun show. So tell me give me some thoughts of what is the sense that you get from the public. I mean, you guys are going out on a big high. I mean, the show is still way popular.
Well, we did, 500 million minutes per episode when season 4 dropped, literally. Yesterday was our press junket, right, where we talked to 100 outlets through the course of the day. And I've been at this a little while, Mark. You know that. Hello, Kim.
Hi.
And you can tell in their eyes whether they're just doing their job when they say, can I just say I love this show? You know, you can tell if they're phoning it in, if they mean it. They say it the same way every time, but you just get a hint that they're completely full of it when they are. And yesterday was a love fest. Amazon let the press see all the episodes, all 9 of the final season, and they went bonkers. It was such a relief because, you know, we have no objectivity being so involved. So, yeah,
Sure.
it was great to hear the press go gaga for the final season and the ending, the final episode. You know how difficult it is to
stick the ending.
stick the landing. Yeah, in any beloved series. I mean, we might have won a few Emmys over the years. It's not a competition, Mark. 20.
What do you think about
Yeah.
what do you think about releasing a whole season at one time versus kind of doling out an episode a week?
Well, you're going to be happy. They do the middle ground. 3 episodes will drop tomorrow, April 14th, and then 1 a week for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that gives you a bit of both.
Yeah.
The pressure when all the episodes drop is having something ruined by social media. I think that's the latest trend. So people feel the pressure, like the latest episode of Succession when it dropped with its very, very big spoiler alert. You had to stay away from social media. Maybe you still do. I don't know if you haven't seen it. But
yeah, it hasn't even been a week, but you're right. It's all over social media what happened in Succession. There was a big beat there in that episode. So, yeah, this is a good point. I must confess, it hadn't even occurred to me that people can spoil it for you. So all of a sudden, there's a big kind of turn, you know.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of competition online and social media to be the first to like or dislike something and then spoil it for everyone else, you know, to be out in front of the story.
Sure.
That's kind of childish nonsense.
One of the things, you know, Kim, that Maisel has is tremendous international appeal, and I think that you're going on an international tour to promote this 5th season, right? You're leaving this country after the premiere, and you're flying overseas.
Yes, we are headed to the south of France. I've been to the Cannes Film Festival several times. This is the first time to the Cannes Television Festival, where we will be one of the big night ceremony next week. Just be nice to a little road trip for the cast and creators of the show, you know, to be on foreign soil. It's just fun and kind of a cheap thrill.
Oh, it's terrific.
Yeah, but when we do the international press tour, I will tell you the show is, I was told, the biggest entertainment export from America to India. Maybe it's the Bollywood connection with the feel and texture of the show that you were talking about. The musical nature, the wardrobe. But we would talk to one outlet from every country during the international press junket. We talked to 6 outlets from India. It was a little overwhelming. The love. And maybe the family element too. I don't know.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And the family element, you wonder how it'll all get settled out, or if it'll all get settled out in the
Well, I
the
know.
last
Would you
season.
like me to spoil anything? I'm happy to tell you.
No, don't spoil it.
I'm happy to tell you whatever you'd like.
When
Bryan
you've done
Cranston dies.
Oh, no. When you've done a show for this long and you wrap it up, is it kind of like, the end of high school where everyone's crying and going their separate ways? Is there
Yes.
sadness?
Yes, there is. I wouldn't be honest if I said, no big deal. I mean, we knew when we started the show got picked up from pilot to 2 seasons, which was an incredible big deal and hasn't often happened. And so when we went to work day 1, I feel, from episode 2 after pilot, we would start to ask Amy Sherman-Palladino, created the show. So, in success, how many years you thinking about doing this?
Yeah.
And she said, we see the arc. It's a 5-season episode, a 5-season show. If we're allowed 5 seasons, that is the most we would like to do. And then as each year went by, we'd win a few more Emmys. We'd check in with her. You sure? Just 5 years? Just 5? All right. She stuck. Her and Dan, Palladino, they stuck the landing. 5 years, 5 seasons. So it became official when we went back to work January 2022 that this would be our last season. So we did have from January to November of shooting to sort of celebrate, be grateful while we were shooting the last season. This is it, and there's something very gratifying about that process.
Yeah,
Mourn the loss that's coming, but sure enough. As we got near the end, there was a great deal of tears and joy and sadness. Also, the greatest gig ever going away always sucks. But hey, I feel very, very grateful and lucky to have been a part of this thing.
I'm sure there's one guy on set where you're like, I'm glad I never have to see that guy again.
There normally is. You're not wrong. And I list many of them in my book, How I Slept My Way to the Middle, which, by the way, I don't think I could use that title.
Wow, yeah, you've gotten it past the middle there, sir.
12 years ago, I put that book out, and I don't think I could get that title through without being canceled. But I do talk about...
Oh, because of Slept My Way. You're right. I'm
How
sorry.
I Slept My Way to the Middle.
Yeah, I thought because you're not in the middle. I don't think anymore. But maybe.
Well, you're very kind.
Right,
but
anyway.
I go after people like Rip Torn, the real jerks out there that I worked with. And I would love to report a jerk from Maisel. I can't. It's just been such a ridiculous fluke and we carry a lot of people on this show. It's like, I don't know, 300 cast, crew, extras, production office, everything. I mean, it's big show. And yeah, there's yet to be a jerk.
I just by the way on the book, I've mentioned it before, but it's been a long time. Just some great stories in that book. So I would recommend it, too. You can almost needle drop that book. Yeah. Yeah,
it's technically available on Amazon, also audiobook that I recorded. That's not why I'm here.
Right.
Mark, I just got to work with one of my heroes, Michael Keaton.
Oh, wow. I saw something on social media about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they dropped the announcement. Mila Kunis, also phenomenal. Love her. We just, I just worked last week on it. And
what can you tell us about Michael Keaton?
Well, we've known each other socially. We just never worked together before. You would run into each other here and there. Such a sweet, smart guy. And also he's from Pittsburgh, where Jamie, my better half, is from. So when she came to set the visit, that was old home week for them, talking about every sandwich shop and corner store. And he even shared he was a good humor truck man back in the day when he was, right out of college.
Yeah.
I know, crazy. But he was super chill. And also he started as a stand-up, so we went way back. And one day I couldn't get to work because I finally got the sweet Roni virus. And although Paxlovid, shout out, I was testing negative in 5 days, count them 5. But he did text me saying, sorry you couldn't work today. We got a great replacement for you, Lenny Schultz. How about that poll, Mark? You believe that?
Wow.
He pulled Lenny Schultz from 1979 in the text to make
you
me
guys
laugh.
Really did come up together. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I realized after I read the text, Keaton's doing bits for me. He's doing bits. He's trying to make me laugh. This is fantastic.
That really is great. He's it's funny, and I know you won't take, you'll pardon me for giving you one compliment here as we sort of wrap up, but in a way, Keaton and you remind me of each other, and this is what I mean. Like really talented, kind of on stage with a confidence, with a sense of what the funny is in whatever situation, and yet can make this move to acting. And you're really hitting the ball. I mean, it's not just like a guy who got the role just because he's famous. I think by now both of you have really, been, the industry's held you to a standard. And so I think that's kind of cool that you work together.
I would do anything to stand in his shadow anytime. This really was a joy working with him. I know what you mean about stand-up comedians who become actors. It is a lot more difficult than it looks when it works. And I've sort of prided myself. And then also that weird turn in my career where now all these years later, I have to explain to people, well, I started as a stand-up comedian. What? That's out the other, it's like 4 decades. So yeah, there's a couple of generations that have no clue.
That's wild.
That I did stand-up comedy. I know it is, but I guess a tribute to the film career. I don't know.
It's a terrific tribute. So it's good that that you're doing these other projects. You've got the film with Keaton. I'm sure you've got other stuff going as well.
Yes.
There's the book, by the way, the audio book.
That's the other thing. We got our friend Corey Levin to be. I thought it would be funny to have Jamie. That's Jamie on one side, and then our friend Corey Levin on the other. And I thought that was a funny cover until all these years later I realized, what was I saying? I mean, I was making a joke, but was I trying to suggest that I was hitting for both teams? I mean, I how I slept my way to the middle. I was trying to play with the comedy, and then I look at that cover and I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's a different time now, Kev.
Well, exactly. We've all developed sensitivities that we didn't have before. So
it was supposed to be, God bless him, a chubby Jew on the other side.
All right, so Maisel drops tomorrow, Friday.
3 episodes, and then once a week thereafter, final episode the end of May, last Friday in May. Yeah. And I if you lower your expectations, I promise an absolute thrill ride filled with surprises and laughter. You really will have a great, great time. I feel they somehow paid off for all the fans of the show, how you do a final season and also a final episode. It really is the hardest thing in the world.
We're so looking forward to it, Kevin. Yeah. Have a great trip. Enjoy Europe and enjoy all the many fans. You guys deserve it. And best of luck with season 5 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, pal.
Thank you, Marcus. Take care, Kim. Feel better soon.
Bye.
Kevin Pollak, everybody. Good stuff. Bye-bye, Kevin.
See ya.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.